choice between this or going back to being a slave, then I choose to fight.
What amazes me is how anyone could have that kind of power and yet keep it hidden all this time.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Arise. We are here in the Burning Canyon, the Canyon of Fire. We're going up to an actual wall of fire, or at least a wall of, like, molten rock. We're going to try and get rid of it because it sucks. Wait.
Don't fight any enemies you can otherwise avoid, alright?
Makes sense. If we try to take them all on, there'll be no end in sight.
You sure won't hear me complaining.
That's weird advice. Is there actually a mechanic that... first of all, I'm sorry, I laughed at the fact that we've got these, like, vine walls in the middle of, like, a molten air with fire everywhere. I'm like, how do vines survive in this heat? I have questions. Alright, I got an antidote rock. That's...
What a weird stone.
I sense a strange power from it. We should gather as many as we can find.
That's a really weird setup to have, where you're just like, oh yeah, this rock cures poison for reasons. So I'm not supposed to fight this guy?
I'll take you all on!
I'm over.
Fall back!
I'll bring you back on deck for this.
Circle and bring them down! See ya!
Wow, I already have resurrection? Holy crap.
Cannon! You're mine!
Here I go. It's over.
Here I come! I'm on it! Everything's coming up, Zephyr.
So I do have to wonder, and this is actually me asking a question that I want you guys to answer because I do not know. Is there a reason not to fight everything I come across? Like, is that just a plot-wise they don't want to fight unnecessarily? Because I feel like getting the levels is helpful. I will, every time I see a new enemy, I want to at least fight it.
Let's stop a moment to catch our breath.
You don't think this is suspicious at all?
Worked up a sweat.
Speak for yourself. What do you want, a medal?
I mean, that'd be awesome.
Doesn't look like we're being followed. Fail to grab these rare moments of quiet when you can. You'll end up regretting it later.
You're not concerned at all about the fact there's a, like, still warm campfire just hanging out here? That's an ambush waiting to happen? So the camera will restore HP and CP, or so you can watch skits and cutscenes that you've previously viewed? Okay, I was gonna say, like, wait, so it's like going to an inn where you get cutscenes? But no, it's that you've previously viewed, so you still have to pay attention for them out in the world. That makes sense.
Normally, we should take turns standing guard. But this first time, I'll watch over things so you two can rest easy.
Interesting. So these must have been... I don't know if I should get these or not. Like, outfits, I don't see any reason not to get. They just give options. I doubt I doubt I'm going to, like, change into new outfits, at least until we have everyone together. But I don't know what an eerie echo is, so I kind of don't want it yet. I can go ahead and get these, although I doubt I can guarantee you I won't use them. This again, this appears to be purely for seeing. I will tell you that Atelier Sophie, well, what happened to my voice there? What happened to Atelier Sophie? Okay, I don't actually care.
I've never just sat and watched a fire like this before. It's surprisingly soothing.
Well, aren't you getting comfortable? You realize there are still Zoogles prowling around out here, right?
Ah, don't be a spoil sport. It's important to let your mind and spirit relax. Does you a lot more good than you might think.
I'm still astounded he can see that well, because that does not seem to have a lot of eye holes in it. Like, there might be a small slip, but how do you actually... Oh, I guess if that's the view you're so used to, that you kind of get used to it. That was not written at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
A Master Core, huh? Now I see. So that's why Balsef's cronies were so desperate to catch her.
Is that like this game's version of a Master
What
Ball?
it's called? The jewel in her chest?
Oh, right. You don't remember a damn thing, do you? Fair enough. Guess it's time to fill you back in.
So,
Tell me,
do so?
you ever wonder why we Danans are made to work ourselves to the bone, day in, day out?
I mean, I assumed it was because the Renans were
Well, when you put it
assholes.
like that, I always just assumed we were mining resources for them.
And don't you think it'd be quicker if they used all that high-powered tech they have? Why go to all the trouble of relying on weak human labor? Listen, what the Renans are really after isn't resources or minerals. It's astral energy. They're harvesting the astral energy that sleeps inside all matter in life forms. And they're doing it the same way they have for the past 300 years, using us Danans as mere siphons.
Interesting.
Right. They have machines for minerals, but extracting from Danans requires spirit cores.
So-
Any astral energy collected passes through a spirit vessel on its way to being stored in a master core.
So wouldn't having
Why
you
go to
in the
trouble
Danon
of
camp be
collecting
better
all
for
this
them?
energy in the first place? Do they really need all that juice just to use astral arts?
It determines the sovereign.
Sovereign? Is that the Renan ruler?
Is that Ballsack?
Exactly. 5 lords, each doing whatever it takes to gather as much astral energy as they can and store it in their master cores. Whichever
Or are
of
you
them
potentially a
manages to
6th lord
accumulate
then?
The most power at the end of their contest is crowned the ruler of the Renan motherland. A new crown contest, as they call it, is held every decade or so.
So you see, the Master Cores are the receptacles in which the Lords store their power.
Which of course is
And
the
we
big
Danans
question why she
settle
even has one in the first
so
place.
The Renans can choose their new ruler.
That's insane! You're telling me that's what our people have been dying for this whole time?
Relax, hero. You're not the only one who's bent out of shape about the whole thing.
I do love that they call him Hero, that's great.
There are 2 things that I haven't been able to get my head around yet. What business would a Renan have stealing a Master Core? And what's the deal with that blazing sword?
I think the sword is a physical manifestation of the Master Core's astral energy. As for why it took the shape of a sword, well, I don't know any more than you do. Honest.
And that stuff about needing your permission to use it? What was that about?
I'm the only one of us who can control the Master Core to some extent. Without me to adjust the flow of astral energy, the sword can't take a physical form.
What do you want out of this? You may be one of them, but you don't strike me as the ruthless oppressor type.
I'm going to take down all of the lords.
Never thought I'd say this, but I like the cut of your jib, Renan. Very well. As far as we're concerned, the struggle continues either way. And with that sword on our side, our chances of victory just increased. That is, of course, assuming we can count the 2 of you in.
I love that they act like this is a decision.
Fine by me. After all, it sounds like we're after the same thing anyway.
Honestly, I'm still a little confused by all this. But if it's a choice between this or going back to being a slave, then I choose to fight.
I may have like been distracted at the exact wrong
It's
moment.
settled. Together we'll overthrow the Renan Lords. And first up on that chopping block is Balsef, the wild beast. Sound good?
I mean, that's kind of where I thought we were going anyway, so it seems to work. I'm actually going to rewatch this scene because I think I missed how she has a Master Core. They talk about what Master Cores are and that they are held by the Lords. And then I got a message and I was like, wait, crap? I need the scene to end so I can go back and rewatch it.
I've got to hurry.
Okay, so apparently, I'm guessing that is she can't control the Master Core, and it's slowly, like, escaping her grip, or possibly killing her. That seems to be what that's implying.
We have another secret hideout in Ulzebek, not far from here. We should be able to meet up with our comrades there.
Alright, be right back. Alright, so I've rewatched that, and yeah, I did miss a single line in there, which I now understand why I was so confused as to, like, but they never addressed why she has one, and really they basically just implied that she had stolen it, which she never actually said. I think it is entirely possible that she just has a sixth one. Like, maybe there was supposed to be more realms, and she never established hers because she disagreed with the principal. There's just a big gap. There's, like, an assumption that we made as to they're after her for her Master Core, which is entirely possible, but it's also, it may not be Ballsack's Master Core. It may just be another Master Core. We're just gonna have to see.
Cut it out. Didn't anyone ever tell you it's rude to stare?
I know I already asked you this, but are you sure we haven't met somewhere before?
What's so hard to understand? I'm Renan, you're Danon. There's no way.
I don't think he's Danon. I know I keep saying that.
I'm from Lenegis. Trust me. Wherever you were before you lost your memory, we've never crossed paths.
Lenegis? You mean the same Lenegis that's up in the sky?
Are there multiple ones?
I've heard it called the Renan's Castle, but I never imagined people actually lived up there.
Well then, where did you think we all lived? Didn't you see the Renan Lords descend for the crown contest?
And how long ago was that?
Well, the current contest started 7 years ago, so...
Then I wouldn't remember.
Just how far back do you remember?
That is a very good question, actually.
About a year, give or take. That's how long ago Doc found me.
I'm surprised you could actually keep even a rough estimate of how much time has gone by.
There really is no way we could have met.
Guess not.
Or you actually remember farther than that, you just don't know that you remember? That's my guess, that's my bet. What are these shiny shinies? They look like half translucent. I can still pick them up though.
We should be able to eat this. Whenever you find some, make sure to grab it.
Well, as long as it keeps shining like a...
Good to know.
Definitely.
Interesting. Does this actually go anywhere? It appears like it does. So I'm gonna go check down what's down here. I'm gonna do an exploration. Yeah, there's a shiny little glimmer down here. I'm curious. I'm curious. Should just run off the side. I don't know if this game has fall damage, and you know what? There's a good way to find out, and it's not by climbing carefully whenever you find an edge. Just remember, kids, if you're in a bad situation, just die and reload. Are we gonna make a town? Are we having to get, like, food together for it?
What's this thing?
Well, your rude friends did not answer when you asked them what it was? I don't know what it is. The way he climbs, he's just like so... You almost want him to be humming to himself. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da, alright. So here we go. I see a more glimmerdoodle over there. All of the glimmerdoodles. I was half thinking I would have to make my own apple gels. I had forgotten that I'd already gotten some.
I don't think we can take it right now.
You don't think we can take it right now? Sounds like you don't have faith in us.
We've almost made it to Ulzebek.
I'm gonna try. I'm going to die, but I'm also going to try. Okay, I don't want to be here. I'm trying to go over systems so I can save, so I can die. Oh, level 43?
We don't have much choice.
No, it can't end here.
Fall back. Dig deep, brothers.
I'll bring you back from Death's Abyss.
Yeah, we're definitely dead. They were not kidding about not being able to do that. Oh my gosh. Party wipes a normal fight and loses. Cost CP.
I can't believe this.
Interesting. Part of me feels like I should, So basically what happens is you resurrect, but then you immediately have to use CP in order to heal yourself from, being dead? Alright, you're gonna make me feel better?
You're surrounded. Just stay calm. I'll run you through. Take this. That is coming. Guess we gotta roll with it. Here I come. Stop. Take this. Rising Wyvern. Crush. See ya. One final push.
Right.
Give them all we got. Here I come. I'll run you through. See ya. Here I come. Talon. Touch cannon. Here I come.
Alright. This is way better than the level 43, like, jerk-aholic.
You're finished. You're mine. Take this. I'll run you. It's over.
Much better. And we kill the armadillos.
My power growing.
I mean, there are glowy items over here. You knew I had to come get them. It's required.
What's this thing?
I wish they would actually answer that and be like, oh, that's a ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Cat, please move. Oh, I was actually legitimately trying to avoid him.
You're finished. I'm on it. You're mine. It's over. Here I come. Take it. This is it. Dig deep.
Easier said than done.
No excuses. I owe you one. It's up to us. You're mine. Here I come. I'm on it. Rising Wyvern. Don't go charging off like that. I'm not done. You're mine. See ya. Take this. Rising
Here we go.
Wyvern.
Up in the air.
You're mine.
Without a care.
I'll run you through. See ya. Take this. Everything's coming up, Zephyr.
I'm sorry, every single time he says that, I immediately think of Rhine time. I thought that was a sword icon for a second. I'm like, I would have just like bash through the wall.
Okay, people, this is it. Ulzebek.
No sign of any Renin guardsmen.
The Renins aren't as populous as the Danins. Probably figure stationing guards in a place like this would be a waste of precious manpower.
So this is where the next safe house is?
Yes. The last place they'd think to look for enemies is on their own doorstep.
That is, assuming anyone actually made it here before us.
Zephyr!
Okay, some people made it before
Looks
us.
like we needn't have worried. Come on.
I do love that as a reversal. Like, did anyone actually make it this far? Are we the only ones alive? And then immediately? Oh, you're the new recruit that Zephyr brought in, eh? Yeah, I wouldn't call myself a recruit, actually. Like, at the end of the day, I'm like a leftover cheese you found. Oh, really? Well, I heard plenty about you. You're sent to join up with us, you're definitely more than welcome. Anything you want to know? This is Uzbek. It's a Danon enclave like plenty of others in the realm. Unlike Moscow, which is mainly a mining area, this place produces food and other daily essentials. I really show their faces here, which is why we made it our headquarters. Our friends have made it back from the old Zion mine. Unfortunately, not everyone made it out there alive. We'll have to make sure the sacrifice won't be in vain. Why are you so surprised? Of course you're famous, tough guy. Hard for people not to notice you wearing that mask of yours. That's not enough. You're always going out of your way to help people, make life less miserable. It's no wonder people talk about you. Kind of reputation, I say you definitely belong with the Crimson Crows. I'm really happy with this as a design choice, where they have groups of people you just talk to the group once and hear everything. Come on, quit standing around talking. We got water to carry. But you saw the Crimson Crow. They were hurt. The Bright Eyes must have got them. Kitty, move. I wonder if we're next. I don't know. Guess as Bright Eyes can't afford to just kill their workers. Maybe they change their mind. I can make just about anything. Food, clothing, furniture. Not if there's anything left to make things with. I wonder how much longer this fighting will go on. There's so many Crimson Crows who have gotten injured and killed because of it. Who knows? I hope things don't get any worse. Since chills on my spine thinking about what might happen if they manage to make the remnants in infinitely angrier. Haha! I found you secret room! These injuries should heal eventually. When they do, I'm getting sent back to Moscow. I'm gonna make it out of there alive this time. Well, that's cheery. Like, that's the bitter determination of a soldier. Where he's just like, yep, eventually I'll recover, and then I'll go back and fight some more. I'm not fighting for my survival, I'm fighting for our survival. Because eventually there'll be no more fight left to wage. These are rations we managed to swipe back from the Bright Eyes. You're welcome to have some, just make sure they don't see you with them. Thanks. I'll be careful. My kids are starving over here, and they don't expect us to keep them fed on next to nothing. By all means, your kids are more than welcome to have them. Is the risk we take getting these rations that much more worthwhile? I'm glad you're inside. Quick, get inside. I think I'm glad you're inside because clearly I just like skipped ahead into what the text said.
Zephyr, you made it! See? I told you there's no way Zephyr would have kicked the bucket.
Fine, you were right. So, what's the plan?
Well, we've got an ace up our sleeve and the enemy's in disarray. I say we strike while the iron's hot.
So we're finally going head-to-head with Balsef.
That's right. We can't afford to mess this up. It's now or never.
It's now or
Then
never.
now it is. We've all been waiting for this day for far too long.
Leave the plan to me. In the meantime, yeah, you two need to do something about your outfits.
I have just the thing for your size. Stay right there, okay?
Are you talking to me or are you talking to her?
Ta-da! I told you, it fits like a dream.
Oh, I actually thought she was talking to her? That's amazing. I actually love the inversion of that.
Danon clothing. I could find you some Danon outfits. But something tells me you'd rather pass.
Is this really that important?
In case you need reminding, I'm here because our interests overlapped. Nothing more. At no point did I say I've given up being a Renan. Now, let's play nice. How about you ask Nate and see what he says? He's our one-stop shop for info around here. With any luck, he might just know something.
I didn't even... Zephyr wasn't in my... Every time I went to my menu, it just showed the two of us. So, like, Zephyr was only half of a party member, to be honest. You really gonna bet it all on Iron Mask and his Renin lady friend? I'm not sure I like our odds. Well, if Zephyr says they're good, must be true. We just have to trust them. I mean, when you're a rebel group and suddenly just like this somewhat well-known fighter and a Renin show up, and be like, we're gonna do the thing you've been trying to do for years. I doubt they're gonna be like, oh, good. We totally trust you with that. Nave's still talking to the others. You'll find him outside. You should go say hi. You're not the only new here. You don't remember much at all, right? Any questions? Lay them out. I'll see what I can tell you. Another info dump? Haven't I already had a big info dump? So, I mean, I like her hat, actually. I've got a hat very similar to this. Yeah, what's your group's goal? Ideally, we'd like to drive out the Renins. Sure you know they've got us more than a little outgunned. For now, we're mostly waiting for a chance to strike as we sabotage what we can, gather intel, and help other slaves on the way. Getting our big chance around the corner, Zephyr and the rest to be believed. Yeah, how do the Renins fight? Bright Eyes wear these huge armored suits that fight using astral arts and sicking their zeagles on people. Dead Beef trying to take them head on. We have to fight using greater numbers and by taking advantage of the terrain. Most of us aren't like Zephyr. We can't take them alone, one-on-one like him. That's why we're so glad to have you two on board with us. I was gonna say, because yeah, we can actually fight them on a relatively equal level too. Ulzabek is one of the enclaves where Denon slaves live. It's most responsible for producing food. Rise don't have any outposts here and hardly come by patrol, but makes it decide to set up shop here. That concerns me quite a bit, because I feel like that is exactly where they're going to look for you. In exchange for agreeing to keep quiet about our whole presence, we give out the supplies to residents, help them with their needs. Doesn't hurt that no one's a fan of the Bright Eyes either. Yeah. I asked you about how the Renins fight, and you told me about how you fight, so I'm going to ask you about the Renins, and hopefully you'll tell me all about yourself. A big planet in the sky is their homeworld, Rinna, while a small object is Linagris. Their strongholds where the Bright Eyes come from. Oh, and about the name. We call them Bright Eyes because their eyes light up whenever they use their astral arts. Pretty simple, right? Likewise, they love to call us embedded, since we're all embedded with spirit core since we're born. Whenever someone joins the Crimson Clothes, they dig theirs out. Our way of showing we're not slaves to anyone. Big Shot Ren's in charge, the Lords. They wear different outfits. They made a weird fabric and stick out like a sore thumb. Now, what are these dogs? Are they Zerglings? They look like Zerglings. They should be Zerglings. Zerglings a better name. What are Zeagles? Zeagles are the monsters you often see tagging along with the Bright Eyes. There's many different kinds there are. I know they're all nasty and real dangerous. Also, feral ones you'll find wandering around outside. Most of those escape from their keepers. We call those the Strays. What the Bright Eyes refer to as powers they use, they're basically kind of magic. Denons can't use astral arts for themselves. Makes Renins as much pain to deal with as the Zergle pets. The other members and I are going to devise our plan of attack. I'll have to let them know that I intend to make you guys the centerpiece of the whole operation. Are you concerned with how they might take that? Wait, why is Mario here? Whoa! That takes care of that, I guess. I guess that leaves this right. I've got to hurry and treat it before it gets bad. Okay, I swear to God, if that's not Mario, if I don't come in here and see a plumber in a red hat, I'm gonna be super upset. Well, it is at least red. Rabbit ears to protect innocence. They look big enough to be picked up in the quietest conversations. Cat.
That's an unusual bird.
It's an owl. They're often used as a symbol to represent ancient Dana.
So basically, this is the equivalent of Alfaird's quest. This position's good because you can keep an eye on every entrance from here. Worst case scenario, we can flee along the mountains too. That's how much Zephyr's thought this whole operation out. He's the leader for a reason. I legit want to hack into this game's files and change woohoo to wooha! Because I'm mature? That's actually not an immaturity thing. That's just a being a big old doof thing. Oh, hi. That is mean. Oh, I can.
What's this doing here?
Okay, I figured I could jump.
Nath, we need your help.
Ah, damn. Never the manpower when you... Huh? Help, huh? What kind? Is it urgent?
Well, no, not exactly.
Well, in that case, would you mind helping me out with something first? The work's really piled up around here.
What is it you'd like us to do?
Anything you can manage. No one cares about us slaves. That's why it's all the more important that we stick together and take care of each other.
So it sounds like you have side quests for me.
Over there for details on what needs doing. And thanks in advance.
So here's where we start running into situations of, am I actually going to put everything on screen? The answer is
I wonder if
probably
something
not.
happened. Hey,
Nath sent us. He heard you might be a little short-handed. You could say that. Didn't think he'd sent over Iron Mask himself, though. That bright-eyed with you. Sure we can really trust her? She's on our side. Zephyr can vouch for her. Well, if Zephyr's good with her, I guess we don't have a problem. What the hell? The name is Dyron. I'm the one who runs the lodge. This is a lodge? We all already have our own beds. We don't sleep in straw and rock-hard dirt around here. We're close to our fair share of folk who either knock on death's door or can't otherwise move around openly. That's what this place is here for. To give people a place to rest properly before they head off to fight. Everybody needs their rest. If you don't rest, you can't up to fight. The bright eyes at your best.
yes.
Makes sense. So, what do you want us to do then? I need you to help haul in some cargo. I've had some friends who are on their way to collect it from our hideout in the Xeon mine. Exactly the question I had, actually. The mines. Really such a good idea if the Rin snuff the place out? These are valuable items people risk their lives to gather. You get at least some of them back. Should be down around the Sandinus Ravine at this point.
Got it.
Alright. So here's the big question. My gut instinct...
I had no idea the Crimson Crows were so active.
You sound pretty thrilled by that.
Thrilled? Maybe. But I'll settle for hopeful. We know now that not everyone is rolling over for the Renans.
I'm just curious what else you have. Okay, he had a like star with 2 above him. I thought he might have a second quest. With 3? Oh, that's distance. That's distance. That's distance. But yeah, should I do these on screen or off screen? Please let me know.
Roof over our heads.
Try to be careful not to stand out too much. You're the only Renan around here, you know.
Well, then she's gonna stand out.
I know. I was just thinking about how communal it feels here, even though it's only supposed to be slave quarters.
Huh? Oh, yeah. When you put it like that, I guess it is different from heavily patrolled Mosgul. Were you expecting something more depressing?
It's likely a sign that Balsef doesn't think you guys can do anything to him.
What?
I mean, if Balsef thought the Crimson Crows actually posed a threat to him, you'd figure he'd be trying harder to suppress them.
You... no.
I don't know why you're getting mad about the enemy underestimating
All
us.
of the other Danans that aren't with the Crimson Crows accept the Renan's rule as simply a fact of life. From the day we're born, no, probably even before that, it's been drilled into us that the only purpose our lives have is to help select the next sovereign.
If they don't like the status quo, then they should fight it. Otherwise, they're endorsing it either way.
I see it differently, but that's just me. Speaking of Renans, do all of them think about things the way you do?
I won't deny that among my fellow Renans, power and status are everything. However, that isn't what this is about for me. I have something I need to do, and I'll do whatever it takes and use whoever and whatever I need in order to get the job done. To hell with power.
Alright, just curious. Okay, life bottles are 1,000. I have no gold. That's interesting. I've fought several things. I wonder how I get gold then. Do I only get gold for doing side quests? But yeah. We will go in here. Let me know if I should do the side quest on screen, or should I just do the ones I catch and then come back here in order to progress the main quest when I come back? Because on the one hand, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want this to like go interminably long. But I also like if they are actually interesting. I may do the first one on screen just to see how interesting or how like filly they are. Because they're just like fill quests, then who cares? You guys don't need to see those. But if they are interesting, then I want to show them. Regardless though, I will see you next time. Be amazing.